So the biggest thing for me that I find intimidating with having aftermarket lights and trying to install them on, you know, your brand new truck, your brand new ATV is where to even start. So in this video, we're gonna go through exactly, first of all, how you found out what we needed for each vehicle, and then how we're going to install them. And let's just jump right into it and I'll show you how it's done. So we'll start the install on my Ford F250, where we'll be putting on a 52-inch curved light bar and 4 60-watt spots, all from Nylite. So time will tell if this was a good idea of mine, but I decided to install my light bar using some old Yakima roof racks that I had and screwing them to the Thule roof system that I had on top of my truck already. It's been installed a month now and it's been rock solid. What I wanted on this install was not to drill holes in my truck. Right. So these guys got a great idea, and I'll let you explain it for me.
So my plan is I'm just going to use a little harness that I can then seal up in this beside the windshield here. And this will give us a plug down here.
Yes, you're barely ever going to see that. That's perfect.
And that'll be sealed up in there nice. And it'll give us a plug up here. So if we ever change out a light bar, you've got this. If you ever have any problem with the other part of the harness, this you can change that out or change relays or whatever you need to do. And this will always just stay in there.
Yeah.
And
you'll never
be nice.
even see
Never
that.
have to pull that out.
Perfect.
So even if the string tubing failed, your two connections can't join, right? And then it doesn't give you a big bulk, rather than if you had them side by side, you'd end up with a big bulk in your harness. So you stagger them, and then this way, when that seals up, you have a nice.
Perfect.
And if something failed, like, they can't touch. So I can do it again. Black.
So when you say the black is the ground,
Yep.
and that's going.
I'm not going to bring it to the battery because that'll look ugly.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to tie it into a body ground.
Okay.
Which just goes from the battery to the body anyway.
Right.
We have a ground up here as well that we can tie into.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to play around a little bit with the ground wire once I kind of get my power wire going.
Okay. And it's a matter of whatever's convenient. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah. And we can use a body ground. It's not pulling high amperage where we want to go directly to the battery.
Right.
So we can use a body ground, as long as it's a good body ground.
Okay. And then,
Like something like this would be okay, because this wire here is already going directly to the battery.
Right.
So adding that onto there would be okay.
Okay.
We also have a body ground right here. We got one right here.
So you got lots of options.
We have lots of options. I don't like running stuff to the battery if I don't have to.
Okay. Especially you start to clutter up, right?
Well, you keep it looking nice, right?
Yeah.
Like, so now if we're going to be running a winch or something's going to be high power, then yeah, we got to go out of the battery. We'd probably change this out with a new connector.
Okay.
That would give us more stud options.
Right.
So it just keeps everything looking
Okay.
purdy.
And then the red's going to go to the
Red's going to go to the
auxiliary
auxiliary
wire
switch,
that comes from that box,
which is
right?
down here. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'll clean all that up, and once we get connected and test everything,
Good.
then after we'll clean everything up with zip ties and
Okay.
ground up here.
Almost like it was made for it.
Almost.
Yeah. That's going to be pretty nice. Yeah. No excuses to get lost now. So James has this great idea for using black hot glue to keep things in place. I gotta tell you, if you pop the hood here, I'd challenge anybody to think that that wasn't from the factory. See what James is doing here, but we're running the wires from here, up here. So there's one on the other side. He's got the wires run all along the top, tucked in there nice. You can barely see them. But what he's doing is installing a switch, or what's the proper term?
A plug?
A plug. It's been a long day. So yeah, so he's installing a plug, and basically the point I'm trying to make here is that because from there it's going to be wired underneath the bed of the pickup truck. If for some reason I need to take the tonneau cover off, I would just be able to unplug it and the wires would stay in place. That's what I was struggling to say. The wire running from there.
Move my legs down.
Oh, yeah.
There. It's gonna run all the way this way.
All right.
So it doesn't get brittle when it gets.
All right, so you're gonna go underneath the truck, feed the wire to me.
We'll feed it up through there.
Okay. Look for it up here.
Find some tape here.
Doo-doo. No. No. So you're gonna-
Oh, you're good. Gotta still attach it here.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. Okay.
There we go.
Hold on, I gotta look around somewhere. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want me to pull it right out?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Let me know if I gotta stop. Oh, there we go.
okay. And then then you can just keep going.
Okay.
There, right there. That's enough.
Okay.
Yep.
Teed up there, so I just put some heat shrink over it just to clean it up, make it look a little nicer.
Yeah. And that way at the back you've got weather pack connectors and
Torch check.
Dorchers connectors.
Okay.
And then if you ever have to switch out the lights if something goes wrong with one, it makes it very, very easy.
Yeah.
And then the gray wire will get run underneath the truck, just like the other set of spotlights.
I think we can get it through the tube.
Yeah.
I don't know if that connector will fit. There is a gap.
What about,
like,
does this go through? Like, would it?
No, yeah, so there's a gap up here.
Okay.
That's not, so this is a big welded sleeve that goes that way.
Right.
So hopefully we can get the connector through there and then connect it and then have it all come out that side
Gotcha.
and then run it all the way up the frame.
Nice.
Good thing there's lots of room under this truck.
Let's make it a little easier. Okay, so James is up front working on the actual wiring. Zach is running the wire from the under the hood to the back here where it's going to hook up with this harness that we've got set up, and ideally tuck it through the tube here or in the back. We'll see once we get the wire here. And again, nice thing about having the auxiliary switches is it's the same process for the third set of wires. They're going to hook up to the auxiliary switches, and those spotlights will be number 3. Turning it off. Turn it on. All good? You want me to leave it off, correct? Leave it off. Yeah. Okay. So if I haven't mentioned already, James is colorblind, so he uses a meter to test the wires, but we've also found that even with the manual, the wires aren't necessarily color coded correctly. So it's a good idea to do that if you're venturing down this path.
Yeah, the colors did not line up with what, and it's even your dash that says what the colors are supposed to be, not like something we found on Google.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your owner's manual in your computer on your truck.
This side runs through and then all the way actually through the receiver. And then this one runs down
Okay.
and up inside the hitch again.
Oh,
The way
nice.
it's all hidden away. Now I'm just
Looks
tucking
great,
it
and I
all
like that
inside
it's
the frame.
yeah, you know, it's protected for the most part. I mean,
Yep.
Even if, I mean, absolute worst case scenario, something clips the bottom of it, but very unlikely considering the spare is still below that and everything else.
Yep.
The cellophane off there, I guess. So this is just an example. Zach was running the wires along the frame, zip tied together. Yeah, there's always lots of room to be able to find to place things. This is the spotlight running up to the Diamondback, and this one runs along the frame off to the back there. And after all that, that's really all you see. So the wires running there, and from there, under there, they just run underneath the frame for the spotlights. So this is a bird's eye view of my truck in the dark with its headlights on. This is the LED light bar on the front. These are the side spotlights, and these are the rear spotlights. And next up is my Yamaha Grizzly 700. We'll be installing a 26-inch Nightlight LED light bar with a flood spot combo.
This is going to be the mounts for the front of the four-wheeler. Mount that light bar to your rack.
Oh, okay. And how did you know to get those ones?
A lot of digging.
Yeah.
Trying to find something that small that would fit on the front of that rack, because obviously there's not a lot that use like a 1-inch roll bar mount. So then hope is that'll go to your rack, and then we'll be able to mount the light bar into here.
Okay, perfect. So those clamps work perfect. That's the clamp that Zach was talking about earlier. And that is a Nightlight's actual clamp that came with it, so it worked pretty good.
Just figure out our adjustment up and down.
So the only unexpected challenge, and there always is one, is that we're probably gonna determine what angle we want the light at, and then we're gonna secure the light bar with probably drilling a hole and putting a screw through there into the rack of the ATV, just to make sure it doesn't slide down, which is gonna happen eventually.
Adjust this up and down to wherever you need it, and then we can drill
I think
that
like just a little, like find dead straight and just a little down, I would imagine,
yeah.
right? So now that we got the light bar installed, so Zach's not familiar with this, but we're gonna look to see if we can find the battery. So
the battery, so
the
we'll
one panel is gonna come off.
It slides out. We got the battery right up top, making it nice and easy.
This is why I've recruited the experts here, because I would not know where to start here. So Zach's gonna explain what we're looking for.
So all we need is your power and your ground, so that way no matter what you can turn that light on and off. Obviously you're gonna make sure if you're away from it and it's not running that it gets turned off, or you'll drain your battery. But you want to be able to actually run the light if your four-wheeler is not running, so that way you always got auxiliary lights.
Right.
So that's why we'll run right to the battery versus a key on power like we would in a truck.
So this is what you've come up with?
For a harness.
It's a wiring harness there. So that's going to be, show me the switch again you had there. So this is really what's all it's going to be visible.
That's all that's going to be visible.
A little toggle, perfect.
All we've got to do is drill a nice little hole. It's all relayed. So this will go directly to the actual light itself.
Okay.
And then this side right here with another inline fuse just as a backup as well. That is what will go right to your battery. Yeah.
I think so. I think anywhere here.
Anywhere here, I think we're fine. Yep. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, and because it's like almost a channel, it seems like it's stronger as opposed to
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think right there would be good. So to reduce all the clutter is actually just trim down this part of the harness. So this is we're down to the black and the red with the fuse, and then these are going to go on the battery.
Yep. So just gotta put ring terminals on here, because obviously we had
Way too much that we
15
needed, right?
feet of wire versus a little tiny 4-wheeler.
Yeah, so that's going to be simple enough, and that's just going to go black on there, red on there, and everything has found a place nicely in here.
No.
We're done with the, we're done with this install.
We're done
right?
all that install. Yep.
So the light's going to go up probably a little bit more,
Yep.
like that. You can see how that is there, and with a couple of
Couple zip
zip
ties. So once we
ties.
get it where we need it, we'll put a couple more there so it's all cleaned up.
perfect. These guys got all the tricks. Little test drill into the garbage pail. Make sure you have the right dimension for the switch.
Putting that in there.
Perfect.
That was a 3/4 inch hole. Oh, so it must be one size bigger than 3/4.
All right, so we got the
Right
right
there.
size set, and there we go.
Yep, just use some electrical tape there. Make sure.
This is my cell phone holder that I use for the gas tank area, and then that's
That'd
where
be
the
it.
switch for light's going to be.
Yep. So you can move.
Okay, do a little test.
I don't know, key will have to be on or nope.
There we go. Okay, so now we got this covered up again, and you can see the switch right here, which is absolutely just fits in there perfectly. That's right there.
So you ran back from your fuse,
Yeah, and
or
then-
from your switch, sorry, and then this is your main fuse.
Right.
So if it ever did quit working, that'd be the first thing I
So
check.
this is from the switch to the battery, right? or from-
correct. Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's off the battery to the switch.
Right.
So obviously, if the light bar stops working, that's obviously the first thing you check.
Gotcha.
And then everything else is nicely tucked in
Yeah.
there. You can't even really tell it's there. We've got the ground running underneath the battery, in with all the wires that were already there, straight to the battery.
And basically that wire underneath there is for the winch, and then now we've just added one more for the light bar. So there's the black, and there's the red, and a pretty smooth installation. So here's my ATV parked in front of my house. These are the two LED headlights on, and now adding the one halogen light on the handlebars, and now adding the light bar. I wouldn't say this was a beginner install, at least for me, because I have really limited knowledge of it. I could have maybe researched and, if given enough time, maybe figured out how to install it like you guys did. What would you recommend to somebody who would like these type of lights installed in their truck?
It's not bad if you've done a lot of electrical in the past, but if you've never touched electrical, obviously trying to figure out what wire is running what switch, a normal person at home is not going to have that power probe that James used. So essentially you're just going to start hooking up lights and then try to figure out where that wire is running what switch, and then now you're flicking lights on and off, and you know, you could hurt things at that point. So having a power probe or something like that obviously made that job a lot easier when colors didn't match on what the owner's manual said.
So my experience watching James and Zach do this installation is I'm of the opinion, leave it to the experts. And after watching it all done, I would have still have had these guys do it. I wouldn't have dreamt of trying to do it myself, especially is my brand new truck. And I think if people out there are watching this and you get a new vehicle and you want to add stuff to it, do you really want to start crossing wires and messing around with the electrical system, especially nowadays with vehicles and how we rely on so much of the electronics on a vehicle. So I'm of the opinion, leave it to the experts.
And 100%. And most people, between, heat shrink and the all-weather wire to run actually down the frame of your truck, and most people don't have that sitting around at home, or you're making multiple trips to the store. By the time you make those multiple trips, you might as well have just brought it to somebody that has all that, and at the end of the day, you saved yourself a lot of time and a lot of running around, because just like those lights and a lot of lights on the market don't come with an actual wiring harness, or you've got to order that wiring harness separately. Sometimes you don't find that out until those lights are there. Now you're another couple days behind waiting for harnesses to show up or whatever electrical supplies needed, right? Most people do not have all those electrical supplies sitting at home.
So we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of it. I'm going to be doing hopefully some trips with Off Road Rehab in the future and some more work on my truck, but just don't tell my wife that yet, okay? Thanks for watching. Cheers.